Welcome back to Chef of the City. I'm your host, Kyle Brown. We got another exciting quarterfinal matchup between Chef LaFleur and Chef Brandon. Tune in to see who's going to advance to the semifinal round in Chef of the City. Rules for Chef of the City. In the quarterfinal round, each chef will have to cook 2 dishes. The first dish will be the chef's specialty dish. Then, we will have a protein challenge where the chefs will have to cook a meal against each other using the same protein. The chef with the highest score between the 2 dishes will move on to the semifinals. If both chefs finish with the same score, then our judges will determine who had the best dish of the night, and that chef will advance. This is everybody's favorite part of Chef of the City. You get to sit down, talk, and meet the judges. We got 3 highly esteemed, wonderful judges. To the left of me, I got Chef Glenn Brown, Chef Kill Hunger, a.k.a. I'm going to let him tell us exactly who he is and what he does and how things are going with him.
Yeah, man. Well, I am Chef Glenn Brown of Columbia, South Carolina, but servicing throughout all of the Carolinas. And yeah, that's me, Chef Kill Hunger.
How things going with you business-wise right now? What's new?
Everything is going good. Everything is going according to plan, and constantly getting bookings and just trying to expand my business online and to new names and faces.
I have Chef Jody in the middle.
All right, so like Kyle said, I am Chef Jody. Some people call me Jody Joe, JoJo, however you want to call me. I've been in the industry now going on, I'll say 15 years. I've been running my own business now for the last 5 years. The name of my business is called For the Heart Catering. You can follow me on Instagram at For the Heart Catering _. I lived in Atlanta for about 70 years. While I was in Atlanta, I was an executive chef over a restaurant. So like I said, I've had my feet wet. I've been doing this, for a little minute now. I'm an OG in this thing.
Smooth transition over to the man who shares the same first name with me, the one and only Chef Kyle, Chef Calico.
Hello, how y'all doing? It's Chef Kyle. Life's going good right now, staying busy, chasing that bag. Everything's going good.
All right, here we take a look at our updated Chef of the City bracket. In quarterfinal number 1, Chef Nia defeated Chef Nate. Then we had Chef Oceana come out on top of Chef Casey in a very tight, hotly contested matchup. Quarterfinal number 3, Chef Hector Sanchez defeated Chef Red, and he will go on to face the winner of today's matchup between Chef BJ Cooks and Chef LaFleur. And in our first semifinal round next week, we will have Chef OJ against Chef Nia.
What's up, everybody? It's Chef LaFleur, coming out of Camden, coming out of Pontiac representing, a.k.a. Mr. Lamb Chop. And I'm here today, man, about to win Chef of the City. Shout out to Kyle, man, doing this. Big ups.
I'm Chef Brandon. I'm competing in Chef of the City. I'm the best chef in Columbia, and I'm here to take LaFleur out.
Man, we got an exciting quarterfinal round in Chef of the City. To the left of me, I got the man who brings all the flair, all the flames, all the flash. Chef LaFleur himself is in the building. And to the right of me, I got the man who dreams about food when he's sleeping, when he's wide awake, when he's at a wedding, when he's in the shower. He's always dreaming about food, Chef BJ. And man, we got a great quarterfinal matchup. They're ready to battle out and see who's going to advance to the semifinal round of Chef of the City.
Today I'm cooking lamb chops with a wild mushroom risotto and citrus broccolini.
Okay. What do you think is the star of this dish, the highlight?
The highlight is definitely the lamb chops, full of flavor, marinated in some herbs, some rosemary and fresh thyme, and finished with a teriyaki glaze.
So my first specialty entree, I'm doing something new right here. So I'm doing a crawfish gumbo with lamb chops. little surf and turf gumbo.
Okay, what all are the ingredients on that?
So we're gonna do a gumbo, rice, white rice, crawfish, and some lamb chops with some onions and peppers inside.
All right, chefs, we got 45 minutes on the protein challenge. Let's get it started.
Hi guys, welcome back to Chef of the City. I'm your co-host Jasmine Mills. I have here Chef LaFleur. How are we doing so far?
We're doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't wait to see what you have for us. Where are you going to be cooking?
So right now, what I'm doing is a lamb chop gumbo with crawfish, a little surf and turf.
That sounds delicious. Why did you pick that for the judges to taste today?
Something different. Have you ever heard of it before?
I've never heard of that.
That's how I'm coming.
Where did that originate from? Is that from like Charleston? I know they do a lot of crawfish.
Nah, just from here. I don't think nobody did it in Charleston. I never seen it before. So, this is my first time seeing it, doing it. So, something new. And it's my first time doing it.
Okay.
I know how to make a good gumbo, and I know how to make lamb chops. So, pairing them two together.
Okay. Is this something that you've already created, you've done before? Or
First time.
First time?
First
Okay,
time.
we're
Coming
winging
in
it.
hard.
All right, I love that. Well, can you tell me a little bit about what's most challenging about this entree that you're cooking for us?
Freshly picking these.
Yes, that looks
Taking
like
them out.
it's gonna be
Crawfish,
tedious.
it's a lot of work for a small amount of meat.
Okay, absolutely, because that does look like a little bit of meat that you're pulling out of those crawfish.
And how to have a lot.
You gotta have a lot, absolutely.
But it's going. I got enough time though.
Okay,
This is the most
definitely.
challenging part.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have only 45 minutes. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. It's gonna
You
work
feel
out.
good? You think
Yeah.
you're gonna be right on time?
I know how to multitask.
Okay, I'd love to hear it. Well, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where are you from?
I'm from Camden. I'm from Pontiac too. I started cooking professionally 4 years ago, but I've been cooking all my life. I do private chef and catering. I do weddings, birthday parties, cookouts, anything you need food for, I do it.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit more about your culinary experience. Did you go to school? What other,
Everything is self-taught.
so-
Everything is
I
self-taught.
love it. I love
oh, yeah.
it. Well, what do you think that you're gonna bring to the table that other chefs haven't?
Flavor.
Flavor?
Flavor.
Okay.
Everybody got some good flavor, but they ain't got no flair.
They don't have no LaFleur flavor.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, I'll let you get to it. It smells really good.
Thank you.
Just keep doing it.
All right.
Chef BJ, welcome to the show. I'm Jasmine Mills. I'll be your co-host today. Can you tell me a little about what you're cooking for us?
All right, so today I'm gonna whip up some lamb chops, and with a mushroom risotto and some citrus broccolini.
That sounds delicious. Okay, well, how do you feel knowing that your opponent is going to be cooking lamb chops as well?
I mean, I love that he's making lamb chops because really the best lamb chops, my lamb chops, they're about to win.
They're about to win. Well, what
Yes.
makes your lamb chops so special?
Just the marinade that I put them in. Fresh herbs, a little bit of citrus.
Okay, and is there anything that's challenging about your entree for us today?
Yeah, making risotto. It's real traditional, classic French side. It's very time consuming. We got 45 minutes where you got to kind of sit over it, stir it up. You're adding hot broth consistently to it. So, to do a risotto and lamb chop in 45 minutes it's a bit challenging, but we're gonna get it done.
Well, all right. Well, then, what actually influenced you to make this for the judges today?
When I first started cooking, I used to always sell plates, and lamb chops and risotto was one of the more requested plates that people loved in the city. And so I just thought I'd bring that to the competition today.
Yeah, bring up your experience. Can you tell me a little bit more about your culinary experience? Did you go to school? Is it that you worked in a lot of restaurants?
So I'm classically trained. I went to culinary school at Helms College in Augusta, Georgia. And then after that, I went to Augusta National and worked at the Masters for about 2 years.
Wow, that is exciting. Well, what do you think that you're going to bring to the table that other chefs didn't or can't?
We're gonna bring flavor. We're gonna bring a very nice, elegant, classy food. You know what I'm saying? But with tons of flavor.
Chef Glenn Brown, why should they listen to your critiques on here?
I think my critiques are qualified because, I've worked in every position in the kitchen. I started at a young age, well, depending on what you define as young, but in high school, I started off, my first job was like a dishwasher, and so handling trash and, the dishes and all of that good stuff. But eventually moving up to, my own boss pretty much, executive chef of my own catering company.
Why are you excited to be on the show, Chef of the City?
I mean, you know, just got to showcase and let everybody know what I bring to the table. You know, the best chef in Columbia.
All right. Why do you think you're gonna win?
You know, I bring the flavor, presentation, and then also too, you know, it's a classical take on food, just elevated up.
All right. What do you think is your biggest strength as a chef?
Biggest strength as a chef is my ability to be able to take very simple concepts and make them real big and elevated.
What excites you the most about being on Chef of the City?
Oh, winning and letting everybody know my talents. I'm not from the city, but I've been here for a little second, so a lot of people don't know me, but they're going to get to know me after this.
Why do you think you're gonna win Chef of the City?
Because the food. My food is great. Everybody love my food.
All right. Chef LaFleur, why did you choose your meat choice as lamb chops?
So they told me to use a signature dish, and lamb chops, I must say, is the best thing that I cook. One of the best meats that I cook. Everybody love my lamb chops. When I'm in Rock Hill, that's a most selling place. I sell about 50 plates, 40 of them lamb chops. So everybody love my lamb chops.
Okay. And I don't know too much about lamb chops, but I know with steak, when you cook it, you have it, you know, medium rare. Is that the same with lamb chops?
Yeah, so if you go to a restaurant to get them, like a fancy restaurant, Ruth Chris, everything, they're not gonna do them well done. They're gonna give it to you about medium, but I'm gonna give it to them how you like them. Well done, medium, mid-rare, however you want them.
Okay, and then what do you actually prefer?
I prefer lamb chops well done. I eat my steak medium, but lamb chops need to be well done unless they have that gamey taste with it.
Okay, do you have a reason on why you like it well done?
It takes out that gamey taste.
That gamey taste?
Yeah.
Chef BJ, so tell me, why did you choose your protein as lamb chops today?
Well, like I was saying earlier, when I first started selling plates in Columbia, one of my number one requested items was lamb chops. Whenever I would sell plates, you know, I would always sell out every time. Even so much so I had people just order them by the rack. So you know how you get lamb chops, they would just want, you know, some people would order two and three racks at a time. And so it's just one of my favorite dishes to make and most popular dishes that a lot of people know me by. So I said, why not bring that to Chef of the City?
Okay, well, knowing that this is your specialty meat, is there another protein that you actually love cooking other than lamb chops?
I love smoking and grilling anything. So I can say, like, you know, smoking briskets or, you know, smoking meats, ribs. I love that too.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you would love to tell your family and friends that are watching you right now?
Hey, just know, you know, I'm gonna win the Chef of the City for you guys, and these lamb chops are gonna give us the championship.
Well, I love your confidence, and I'll let you get to it.
Thank you.
All right. What would you say you specialize in?
I specialize in low country cuisine, but you know, I'm always up to a challenge, especially with making something I haven't made before, you know, and adding my own twist to it.
All right. Me and my girlfriend want a nice special dinner, private dinner, and there's something you hadn't cooked before, and I wanna give you a real challenge. What should I have you cook?
Something I haven't cooked before that would be a real challenge. I would say octopus.
Octopus?
I have not cooked octopus yet, but I think I can make it really good.
Cal, it smells so good in here. The kitchen is hot. The competition is great. I don't know. I think it might be a close one.
Kitchen's hot, the competition's even hotter, and my co-host is the hottest. So, I mean, it's looking good in here. I can't wait. You think either one's sticking out right now, or they both doing good?
I don't know. It might be a tie.
It might be a tie. Well, there are no ties in this show, so somebody's going to have to advance. But both chefs doing a good job. Everything coming along?
They're doing a spectacular job. They prepped. They're getting their food ready, and I think they're about to be ready to plate.
Oh, we can't wait. I know the judges outside are super excited. They're ready to taste it. I know I can't wait till I can sneak a little bite in here as well. So it smells good, looking good. I'm excited. Things going good with you this week? How's life?
Everything's going good. Life is going great. I'm excited to be on the show, and I can't wait to see who's the chef of the city. All right, chef, we only have about a few minutes left of the competition. How are you feeling about your dish right now?
I'm feeling like the man of the year.
Feeling like the man of the year? Do you
winner.
Okay. Do you think that it's gonna be? Do you think that it's gonna be able to beat your competitor's dish?
Definitely.
Why do you think that?
Because I got the flavor. Presentation gonna be A1. The lamb chops gonna be A1. This crawfish gumbo gonna be A1. Everything just A1.
Is there anything that you're worried about today?
I'm feeling like Gucci Man, Mr. Perfect.
Well, I guess that's the reason why they call you LaFleur. Well, I'll let you get to it. Good luck. I'll see you soon. Chef, we only have about a few minutes left to the competition. How are we feeling? How's your dish coming?
Oh, I feel great right now. I'm just sitting up here and plating this risotto on the plate now, and we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done early, actually.
Okay, well, one thing I can say is that the judges are going to be judging on creativity. Do you think you have it?
Oh, absolutely, I got it. And my opponent say he feel like Gucci. I feel like the snowman.
Not the stomach.
All right. It's Chef of the City. This is a cooking competition. I got 3 great judges with a great culinary background. We had a little trials and tribulations today with a chef not showing up, so we were spitballing some ideas out there how to make sure we produce the show today. So one thing we came up that we didn't end up doing was we were going to have like a cook-off between the 3 chefs, right? We got 3 great chefs here. We're going to do a little cook-off and see which chef on our panel was the best chef. Why do you think you're the best chef on this panel, and what would you go against these? If I gave y'all one entree to go against each other with, what would you do?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh,
I can't tell you.
I wouldn't
y'all
tell
gotta
you
keep
because this is going to be a
Like,
competition.
'cause I feel like this is going to happen, so I'm not giving no like.
So no
hints.
secret.
I'll just say I run circles around any man I go toe to toe with in the kitchen. So
Hey,
Okay.
they always lightway.
well, I put
They're
my heart
always-
and soul.
Always.
Are you sure you're sitting between
Lightweight,
2 men?
Pop your shit.
Hey.
That's what I'm talking about. Ah, I'm coming.
We the big 3 like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali.
You floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee?
3, 2, 1, stop. All right, this looks delicious. The masterpiece is impeccable. I love to see greatness. How do you feel about your dish?
Oh, I feel amazing. I feel amazing.
What is something special that you want the judges to know about this entree that they're going to have today?
I want them to vote, do the vote based off the lamb chops. Whoever got the best lamb chops, I know they on this plate right here.
Chef, this looks amazing. How do you feel this is going to be the masterpiece that goes out to the judges?
It's winning season, man. We ain't doing nothing but winning over here.
Confident?
Confident.
Love to see it.
What's the toughest part of your specialty entree dish?
The timing. The timing so I can make it perfect.
All right, we are back. The food is out here, presented in front of us, looking delicious. Thank you to the wonderful, beautiful Christina for bringing our plates out, everyone's favorite server. All right, what the chef has prepared for us today is a surf and turf gumbo. It's a play on surf and turf with lamb chops, white rice, gumbo, crawfish, and onions and peppers in there. So my wonderful judges, go ahead, dig in, try it. Let me know what you think. A surf and turf gumbo. That's a new one for me, so I'm excited to see how it tastes. What do you want the judges to know about your dish?
The flavor, everything with the flavor is gonna hit. Like I don't even eat onions and peppers, but you're gonna love it with the onions and peppers. That makes the best thing about it.
All right, Kyle, best part of this dish, worst part of this dish?
I like the little heat of the gumbo. I did like that. That was really like my favorite part of it was the gumbo.
The gumbo? All right, worst part of the dish?
The charness of the lamb
Of
chops.
the lamb chop? Okay. Jody, best part of the dish, worst part of the dish?
I'd say the best part would have had to be the gumbo, and I'd say the lamb. The lamb just didn't have the flavor that I was looking for, and I'm a lamb chop lover, so
Yeah, lamb chop disappointed right now.
yeah.
All right. Best part of the dish, kill hunger, worst part?
You know, I really also enjoyed the gumbo. Gumbo means
He ate it all.
Gumbo is okra. Okra means gumbo in West African, and I genuinely dislike okra inside of my gumbo. When I make my gumbo, I don't use okra because of the sliminess. I don't know what that chef did to make it not slimy, but he did it, or he or she did it, and it's fantastic. I love how they did this, especially using okra in it. That's great.
All right.
The worst part, and it's hard to say worse. I would say the least good. I would also agree it's the lamb chops. I think that maybe it was cooked a little on high heat. The heat was a little too high, or the charness. As far as the presentation, if you're gonna use another meat, I get it. I mean, and if you use lamb chops, I mean, there's not too many ways to plate it, but I get what they were trying to do, and I think a little more seasoning and a different method of cooking, or maybe just a little more attention to the timing of it would have made this a perfect dish.
All right.
Maybe a little more seafood, maybe, but overall, I'm satisfied with it.
Great breakdown. All right, I'm gonna get Christina to take these plates away and bring us our other dish. What would you like the judges to know about your dish?
So it's a real classical take on risotto. A lot of people never had it, so it's kind of introducing people's palate to something they've never had. And I want them to know, hey, you can have classical food elevated and it's still not, cost you an arm and a leg.
So we are back. Thank you to the beautiful Angel for providing us with dish number 2. Christina got replaced by Angel, and Christina replaced Chef Jody, our wonderful Chef Jody. Had a little emergency, had to run away. We still love her though, so maybe we'll see her in the future. But she had to step away for a minute. It's been a long day, so we had to replace her with another Chef Jody. This is like, if you ever watched The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Aunt Viv just disappeared in the middle and the other Aunt Viv came back, well, here we are. So,
Judge number 2.
But thank you to the beautiful Christina, our wonderful server, for stepping in and being an emergency judge today. She's tasted a lot of food in her life, so I'm sure she'll be a fantastic judge. But thank you. She is a social media influence, a lot of talent. I'll let her introduce herself in a minute here. But let's go ahead and start eating what we have in front of us. We have a teriyaki lamb chop with mushroom risotto and citrus broccoli. So both of our chefs today decided to go with lamb chops. They had any dish in the world, and they chose the same one. But lamb chops are super, super popular right now. Everybody loves a good lamb chop if done properly. You saw what your competitor's cooking. Y'all both cooking lamb chops. How you think yours stack up to his?
I mean, LaFleur, I can tell he know what he's doing, but he's just not right there on that level of mine. You know what I'm saying?
You seen your competitor's food today. How you feel about him? You think he's strong competition?
I need better competition.
You need better competition, so you're going to win easily.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Best part of this dish and worst part of this dish?
Me?
Yeah.
Best part of the dish, I would definitely say the lamb chops. The lamb chops were tasty. They were juicy and moist, and they were, very meaty. They were very good, cooked very well, and the lamb chops were the best. The worst, I wouldn't say worst. I would say the least best, because there was nothing really bad about the plate. But like I said, the broccolini, I would have cooked it a little longer. And I probably would have added a little bit more salt or some type of seasoning, aside from the something to bring out the citrus flavor.
Taste-wise, how'd you feel?
I actually disagree with Chef Killhunger, because I don't know if maybe mine got more sauce or whatever, but my lamb chops definitely did have a teriyaki taste to it. Okay. And I really did like that. And the risotto also, very good. So right. Mine was good all around.
Best part of the dish, worst part of the dish?
Best part's gonna be the risotto. That was actually very good. I liked that. And the worst part, I'm gonna have to say, I wish my lamb chops would have been cooked a little bit shorter, like just a little bit less time. They weren't overcooked. I just would have preferred a little bit less.
All right. Chef Kyle, creativity on this dish.
Creatively, I think they did well. Teriyaki lamb isn't really something I thought of much.
Yeah.
And to pair it with the broccolini, it was the citrus of it. Maybe I would have been more impressed with the creativity if maybe like you hit on all cylinders on it. Like it was, like he said, missing a little bit of salt. Just a pinch of salt to the broccolini would have brought out the more citrus flavor. And more towards the presentation side, mine did have teriyaki flavor. I would have did like a teriyaki glaze to put over the lamb, to put over the chop, maybe off to the side with the risotto a little bit. which would have brought out more teriyaki flavor.
Okay.
But you know, it is time. Maybe they didn't have time to come up with the sauce.
Okay. All right. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna ask Angel if we can bring out that extra plate we got and let Christina, since she didn't get the opportunity to taste that first plate, so she could fairly judge the two. Looks like our judges are finished up eating, trying everything. Gave Christina a fair chance to judge this dish. I'm gonna start with you, Chef Glenn Brown, and let you give us a breakdown across the board of dish A versus dish B. All right?
As far as taste, that was a tough one. That was very, very, very tough because the gumbo, in my opinion, was perfect.
Yeah.
The gumbo was phenomenal, but they lost points at the lamb chops. The lamb chops, you know, it was a nice medium. I think it was a medium. Maybe even there was some pieces that were medium rare, but it just wasn't. I feel like it was cooked a little too high on the heat was just a little too high, so that took away from the flavor and the moisture and the texture that the lamb chops should have had. That Chef B's lamb chops actually had. If Chef A's lamb chops were cooked as juicy and as moist as Chef B's, I think Chef A would have had the perfect plate, but it didn't. So I gave it an 18 out of 20 with Chef B. Like I said, now I will say the second lamb chop I had, I could taste a little bit more teriyaki, and especially around the bottom part, the more fatty areas. But, and I do have that aftertaste as well. But prior, just off of eating one, I didn't get it that heavily. But flavor-wise, like I said, the broccolini needed a little bit of salt. And texture-wise, I think the risotto could have been cooked a little bit longer. It was just a little crunchy for me. But aside from that, I gave them an 18 as well.
Okay. So very close first round. Christina, I'll let you give your breakdown on the dish.
On both of them, correct?
Mm-hmm.
For presentation, the first one with the gumbo, I gave a 9. I liked how it looked with the gumbo around the plate and the rice in the middle. Chef B, I gave an 8.
Okay.
Creativity, I gave them both 8s. Yeah, nothing really too much there for me. And then the taste, it was a 17 for Chef A, which was the gumbo, and a 16 for Chef B, which was the risotto. Because those were my two favorite things on each of the dishes. And now that I tried the second dish, now that I tried Chef A's lamb chops, I do see that what the other chefs were telling me about, it's more juicier. The second one was. So I see what you guys were saying when you guys were telling me that. I understand that now. Because their lamb chops were a lot better, Chef B's. So mine are pretty much neck and neck. Almost. I got about 2-point difference.
Okay. Close.
I think we all can agree that, like, if Chef's B lamb chops were on Chef A's dish, it would have been a knockout the park. Like, perfect score almost. Because they were cooked properly and done, like, cooked right.
Yeah.
And you had, not saying that the first one wasn't cooked right, it's just I don't prefer the charredness, and then it makes it, when you have the charredness and not the rare side of it, you get the chewy part. You don't get the melting of the lamb chop.
All right, thank you, judges. Thank you for the grading. We'll check back in with the protein challenge portion of this show, and it's all gonna come down to that protein challenge because they're neck and neck after this specialty entree. So, thank you. We'll check in with Jasmine in the kitchen and see how these chefs are coming along on this protein challenge.
Chef BJ, we're on to the second round where we're doing the protein challenge. The protein of today is going to be beef. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're cooking and why you chose it?
Okay, so today I'm going with a smothered ribeye with some garlic herb mashed potatoes, and then I'm gonna do some citrus and sun-dried tomato green beans.
That sounds delicious. I know we did talk about steak before, and I know the ribeye has that fat in there that makes it, marbling, and the marble in there that gives it that flavor. So hopefully bring that to the table.
Yeah.
Is there anything special about this entree that you're giving to us?
Not really. In the first round, I went real classical and did a risotto and lamb chop, and then on the second round, I say I'm gonna get real southern and do a smothered ribeye. I've never, most times people get like smothered pork chops or smothered chicken. So I thought, you know, I give them some soul and kind of mix it up though on them.
Give it a little twist. I definitely understand that. Well, y'all are very, very close on that first round.
Yeah.
Are you a little nervous? How are you feeling about that?
Not nervous at all. This next round, we're going to go ahead and push ahead a little bit more than we did in the first round.
All right, well, I'll let you go ahead and push ahead.
All right.
Judges came back. You're a little behind after the first round. You gonna be able to come back? How you feeling?
Oh, for sure. This next round, I got something up my sleeve this next round. It's all right. We right there. It's okay.
Okay, so you think you're gonna bring it back?
Absolutely.
All right, Chef LaFleur, we're on to the second round where we're doing the protein challenge. The protein of today is beef. What are you picking for us today?
So what I'm doing today is marry me beef meatballs. So it's gonna be on top of mashed potatoes with Brussels sprouts.
That sounds delicious. Why choose that dish?
It just feel like a good Sunday vibe. Today's Sunday, so you know, something I just came to mind.
Well, I will say that y'all are, from the first round, y'all are very close. Do you think that this is gonna be your winning dish?
It's the finished product right here.
Finished product?
It's the winner to seal the deal.
I love your confidence. Is this originated from South Carolina, or is this something that you learned in culinary experience?
The flavor recipe.
Your flavor recipe?
The flavor recipe.
All right, well, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
The judges just came back after the first round. You're winning. How you feeling going into the second round?
Keep it going. Keep winning. That's all I got to tell you. I'm gonna keep winning.
All right, we're back on Chef of the City. We got 3 wonderful judges in front of us. I'm gonna let them run through who they are because we have a replacement judge. Christina has filled in for us today. Our beautiful server has stepped up in the world, and now she is a judge. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about change?
Good because I get to taste the food.
You get to taste the food? So what are you most excited about being on the show?
Tasting the food.
Okay. Same answer. I knew it was coming. I don't know why I followed up. I literally followed up.
Honestly, I don't know why you asked that. You know me.
So now you've upgraded from a waitress to a judge, but you were bringing the food out these previous weeks. What were you in the back thinking? Were you jealous of the judges or
yeah.
what?
So if I'm gonna be honest, because the judges obviously get a full plate.
Yeah.
And we have one extra plate, which is Kyle's because, you know, it's his show. And we also have one other plate that me and some of the other extra people, like the Jazz in the kitchen and some people behind the scenes, will all get a fork and share one plate. So we all kind of just like are fighting on the plate. So now I get my own plate.
You get your own plate. I will be honest, I rarely get that extra plate too.
Really?
Yeah, I got the salmon Wellington and the pork schnitzel.
So where does it go? Because we box it for you.
Sometimes y'all eat it. Sometimes I give it to somebody that's left over. I wish I would get to eat it more. Protein challenge. Protein today is beef. How do you feel about cooking with beef?
Beef. Oh yeah, I love that. I'm thinking about doing something different with the beef. A lot of people have had like smothered chicken or smothered pork. I think I'm gonna go smothered ribeye on that.
Okay. So what are you cooking for us today?
I'm gonna do a smothered ribeye with a garlic herb, mashed potatoes, and I'm gonna do a smoked sun-dried tomato green bean.
Okay. What's the highlight of that dish?
The dish, I'll say the ribeye. I seared off the ribeye both sides, pulled it out, finished it and made a pan gravy with some peppers and onions, threw it in the oven, let it cook up to about medium well, and it's literally falling off the bone.
Second round is the protein challenge round. Today we got beef. How you feel about beef as a protein?
Beef is pretty good. I don't really got no problem with it. You know, a lot of people, they stop the pork and the beef nowadays. I'm gonna eat it all.
Yeah, you know.
No diddy.
No diddy. What are you cooking for the protein challenge?
So for my protein challenge is beef. I'm gonna do marry me meatballs over mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts.
So, Chef, considering the customer experience, what do you feel is best? Is it presentation over taste or more so taste over presentation?
Taste. I make my money off taste. Presentation don't mean nothing if it don't taste good.
Well, do you think presentation or like, let's say, exposure going through maybe social media like TikTok, do you think that's important?
Presentation is definitely for social media. But, you know, if you're just looking to get paid off social media, that's the route you go. Well, if you're trying to make some real money with the good food, definitely taste.
So as that being said, with social media and TikTok, how do you put yourself out there? What gives you your exposure?
So at first I started by selling plates, and so once I started selling plates, people started, like, hey, do you do catering? I'm like, yeah, I do catering. So I've been in Rock Hill, Charlotte, Columbia, Atlanta. Now I'm going to places like Tennessee, Houston. I'm just trying to get everywhere, so everybody can know my flavor.
So with you being able to travel around, would you be able to say that you are able to incorporate any of the different cultures or spices?
Oh yeah, with Houston, I know Houston is not really a Cajun, community, but I learned a lot of Cajun food in Houston now. Like, so when I got a taste of boudin balls, I actually came and made my own type. So I got LaFleur bombs, and they're like boudin ball type, but it's actually shrimp and crab in the balls instead of pork.
All right, what's your background? Who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Christina. I do social media. I am a bottle girl. And I like to eat. I like to cook. Yeah.
Okay. Bottle girl, where do you bottle girl? What do you do?
Room service, 8502 Two Notch. Come see us in Columbia, South Carolina.
All right. And you said you like to eat and you like to cook. Favorite foods?
Ooh, oxtails. Right now it would be oxtails.
Oxtails? Okay, we got a couple of oxtail likers up here.
Yeah, I love
I
oxtails.
think everybody on here likes it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
love it.
technically it's beef, so maybe they
Best,
do this beef challenge.
best thing you cook?
Probably my Cajun sausage pasta, and then my banana pudding's really good.
Banana pudding? Mm-hmm. Okay. Tasty banana pudding.
Do you put bananas in? Well, I know you don't cook, but do you eat bananas in your banana pudding, or you just eat
That's
just
the
banana
question.
pudding?
Have
Yeah.
you
Do you
heard
put
this?
bananas in your banana pudding?
In banana pudding.
Do you put bananas or no? You don't make it though. Do you eat banana pudding? No, I know. You don't have it at cookouts,
I
huh?
do eat banana. I'll try it, but I'm not a big banana pudding person. But
No.
it's a banana pudding.
Okay,
of
but-
course you put bananas in a banana pudding.
No,
What are
I
we
don't.
talking
Okay,
about?
I don't like bananas in my banana
But see,
pudding.
you have like.
Oh, so you're eating a pudding?
No.
you're eating- basically,
I
you
mean,
are eating
okay, listen.
Banana flavored pudding.
Yeah,
Banana-
well, I
oh.
can't put on my recipe, but yeah, I don't put bananas in my banana pudding. I don't.
I put plantains in there.
I use the.
Is that still a banana pudding? What did you?
Yeah, tell us the secret.
I can't tell you guys my secret. It's a family recipe,
Oh,
and it's not. I didn't even get it from my
forgot y'all
family.
were brother and sister. My bad. My bad. Welcome to the family, Kill Hunger. Now you know her secrets.
Know all her secrets.
All right.
But that is something new that I found out, that a lot of people don't put bananas in their banana pudding.
But facts.
Ideally,
It's-
but the problem is they don't call it just pudding or vanilla
It's not just pudding.
You just have to see. You just have to. I mean, it's just.
It's
a
still
mystery.
called
this
banana
is
pudding.
false advertising.
In my house,
When I was a
my
kid,
sister.
Go ahead, my bad.
In my house, when my sister makes it, it's literally a big old pan, and it's this half got bananas, this half don't got bananas.
Yeah, because you got to pick.
What is it? And it's
Now-
just pudding, or is there
It's-
like?
I mean, it's still got the cookies and the.
Kyle, do you not know anything about banana pudding?
I know
Banana
they should
pudding.
have bananas in it.
No, you don't use the.
Ideally.
All right, chef. So I know that you're working with ribeye today. Can you tell me how to cook ribeye to the perfection?
Cooking ribeye to perfection is all based upon what temperature you desire to cook it, rather than medium or medium well or well done. I prefer my steak to be medium, and you want to make sure you get a good cut of steak. My favorite and preference is the ribeye, and ribeye because of the fat content in ribeye, the marbling in it. It's always juicy, and that's what gives the steak a lot of flavor. So you want to make sure you cook a ribeye on high temperature, get a nice good sear on both sides, and then a lot of times I like to finish it in the oven.
Okay, and actually, what temperature will you be giving the judges?
Well, today the steak is gonna go. It's smothered. So basically, what I did was I did a nice good sear on both sides, and then I put it in. I made a pan gravy with the renderings from the steak, and then I finished it in the oven. It's gonna with the gravy. It's gonna kind of braise a little bit in the oven. It's gonna be closer to mid-well.
Okay, and if you were to choose a type of steak, what would you what would you choose?
The ribeye. I will always go with the ribeye. It's my first choice anywhere I go.
Okay, and I know that you paired this with mashed potatoes. Is there any secret ingredient that we should know? Is there a
Yeah, I
certain
did.
way?
I put some garlic herb butter in it, some Parmesan cheese, and some heavy cream and some herbs. Yeah.
Okay, and I did see the sun-dried tomatoes. What are
Yeah.
you doing with those?
So sun-dried tomatoes, I took some white wine and reduced some sun-dried tomatoes and some shallot, some minced garlic with some fresh green beans, and just sauteed that up real good.
Chef LaFleur, it smells very good in here. Can you tell me a little bit about the ingredients that you chose to use in that Marry sauce?
So the ingredients is like a Bernaise sauce, and I mix it with heavy cream and grease from my meatballs, and then I add my seasoning to it, and then it's for perfection. I'm sorry, to perfection.
Chefs, we are at the final seconds of the protein challenge. Let the countdown begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, guys. It's at the end of the protein challenge. How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling like a winner.
You feeling like a
I got
winner?
this in the bag.
I love that. How are you
nipping in
feeling?
the
It's over. It's over. It's a wrap. Once they try this, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Thank you to the beautiful Angel for flying down with her wings and providing our great judges with this protein challenge dish. It was a beef protein challenge. What we have for you today is a smothered ribeye with garlic herb mashed potatoes and smoked sun-dried tomato green beans. So please, judges, go ahead and dig in. Another interesting looking dish full of things I would love to try. So, as I said, we have a smothered ribeye with garlic herb mashed potatoes and smoked sun-dried tomato green beans. Kyle's been complaining about not getting enough veggies. You got some here today.
Here's my veggies.
And I would also like to note that this is Chef B's dish and not Chef A's. We're trying Chef B's dish first this time. What do you want the judges to know about that?
You can have real good Southern comfort food, man. You know, and eating something a little different. I know not too many people have had smothered ribeyes.
What was the toughest part of that cook for you?
The toughest part of that is making sure that ribeye was fork tender, and that was the toughest part. But I believe we accomplished that today.
You've gotten a good taste of that dish, Chef Killhunger. Presentation, creativity. How you feeling on those two categories of this dish?
I like the presentation. It looked very well. It looked like steak and potatoes and green beans. So presentation-wise, it looked really nice. Creativity, I would say it's rather creative. I haven't had fried ribeye in years.
Yeah.
And the last person who made it for me was my deceased grandfather. Rest in peace to him. But, you know, that's not something that you get often from places, ever. I haven't went anywhere that serves fried ribeye. So that, for creativity, that's up there.
The protein entree, what do you think is the highlight of that dish?
The protein one, it's gonna be the meatballs.
Meatballs?
Yeah, they're gonna be handmade, special just for everybody.
All right, what's the most difficult part of that?
The Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, I'm not really a Brussels sprout person, but I'm gonna make it work today.
The touch of heaven came down and blessed us with an angel and a plate for all of our judges. All right, so what we have in front of you today is a Marry Me meatball, or Marry Me meatballs, excuse me, with mashed potatoes, the theme of the day, and some Brussels sprouts with a little of their own flavoring to them. So this is Chef A's Beef Protein Challenge entree, and they chose meatballs with Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes. Did you mess up on anything while you were cooking today?
A little slightly, but I got it right. It took me a little time, but I made sure I got it right with time being.
How do you feel about cooking such similar dishes to your opponent?
I loved it actually. I loved it. That way we can truly be judged off of the plate that we put out. Both of us kind of putting together the same concepts and the same things. So, when I win, it's going to be real easy and show you, we had similar dishes.
Tell us, Chef Kyle, what you thought about taste and presentation of the dish.
The presentation was, the ratio to starch meat was just off. It's too much potato. Now, yeah, the potatoes are good, but it makes it look like that's the focus of the dish. And then on my taste, the meatballs were dry. Like, for it to be a marry me, my meatballs were just
Too dry.
too dry. Like, it wasn't juicy. Like, I already got all the starch, and then I got to chew on this meatball. The Brussels sprouts were amazing. Okay. That sauce, because the sauce was drizzled over the whole plate. On them Brussels sprouts, that sauce hit.
All right, best thing and worst thing about the dish, Christina.
The best thing is gonna be the sauce. So I'm gonna say, yeah, the sauce on the mashed potato and the sauce on the meatball because I rubbed mine in the sauce. And for me, the worst thing is gonna be the Brussels sprouts, but that's my preference. I don't prefer Brussels sprouts as my vegetable.
Okay, so you're just not a Brussels sprout fan?
No, I'm an asparagus person.
Okay. All right, best thing, worst thing.
I would agree with Chef. You don't mind if I call you Chef, do you?
I'm not a chef, but I'm a cook.
Cook. I agree with Cook.
Christina.
Christina.
Miss Christina. Cook Christina. The sauce is definitely the best part of this plate. The mashed potatoes had great flavor. I wish they had a hair more salt. The meatballs had good flavor, but as Chef Kyle said, they were on the dry end. They were not as moist as they could have been. And, when making meatballs, it's imperative to add some kind of an egg or some kind of a, wet binder so that when you cook the meatball, it retains its moisture. Because if you just do straight beef and it's not submerged in a sauce, like, spaghetti or something like that, then it's gonna dry out. Even if you don't cook it all the way. Because this wasn't cooked all the way. It was like a nice medium well. It has some pink inside, which I like. Yeah. But it works the best when there's a wet element in it to keep it, moist and soft. And the Brussels sprouts were great. I think they needed just a hair of salt. Potatoes and asparagus needed some salt. But, so as far as best, I would say sauce. I wouldn't say worse because it wasn't bad, but, definitely the meatballs. I would say that would be the least good. And I would say that's because of, the method used to make them.
Well, that's it. Thank you, judges, as always, for giving us great insight. We're going to go in the back. We're going to tally up the scores. We'll be right out with our two chefs, and we'll let you know who's advancing to the semifinal portion of Chef of the City. We'll see you soon. All right, I'm here with my two competitors. They battled it out in the kitchen today. To the right of me, I got Chef A, Chef LaFleur. To the left of me, I got Chef B, DJ Cooks. So they both prepared two great dishes today, their signature entree, and then they also had the beef challenge. So I'm gonna let both chefs introduce what they cooked today. Let us know what you cooked, and then we'll let know who won. So what you?
All right, I'm Chef LaFleur, and today the first one I did a surf and turkey gumbo. It was lamb chops with a crawfish gumbo. And then my second plate, I did a marry me meatballs with mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts.
All right. What about you, Chef?
All right. I'm BJ Cooks. My first dish today was a lamb chops with a teriyaki glaze with a wild mushroom risotto and citrus broccolini. And my last dish today with beef, I did a smothered ribeye with a herb garlic mashed potatoes and smoked sun-dried tomato green beans.
All right. So we had a really, really close contest today. After round one, there was a 1 point difference going into the finale on their lamb chops. They both chose to go with lamb chops, so they both had the same dish. Chef A, Chef LaFleur, came out slightly ahead in round one by 1 point. So we were going into the finale, neck and neck. And who do you think won? Anybody want to say who won, or y'all?
I mean, I
go?
won, man.
Y'all won.
Chef LaFleur.
All right, so I'm gonna take a bite out of the winning dish. Which way should I go here?
Right?
Come on over here.
It's always best to go the right way.
Come on over
Yeah,
here.
but sometimes you got to go to the left. Unfortunately for you, Chef LaFleur, I'm sorry you came up slightly short today. And Chef BJ came out ahead. We're gonna take a bite out and see if they were correct.
BJ Cooks, baby.
Here we take a look at the judges' scorecards from this week. As you can see, Chef BJ Cooks came out on top of Chef LaFleur by a score of 200 to 197 in a hotly contested battle. Tune in a couple of weeks to see Chef BJ Cooks take on Chef Hector Sanchez in a semifinal matchup. Judges came back. You came up short today. How'd you enjoy your time on Chef of the City?
I messed up, man. I messed up. It ain't too pretty. But you know, next time I'm gonna get in there. You know, I'm gonna do my thing the next time. But they got me this time.
Did you still have a good time? You enjoyed
Oh
the
yeah,
experience?
definitely good experience.
Judges came back. You won. You have advanced to the semifinal round of Chef of the City. How you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. I'm ready to knock it out and get to this next round and smoke the next person.
That's delicious. Thank you to both of our competitors. This was a great matchup. We will see Chef BJ in the semifinal round against Chef Hector Sanchez. Thank you again to Chef LaFleur. He was a great competitor. I hate to see him go, but thank you. So tune in next week. Check out our semifinal rounds of Chef of the City, where the semifinal rounds are all lined up. And boy, we got some good ones coming.